Hi everyone, my name is Chanel John and this is my social narrative presentation. So the student that I observe in the past and I have the most information on is Brooke from a previous class, EDSC 620, supporting the behavior and sensory needs of individuals with autism, provided me a lot of information on Brooke. So I'm going to go over background information, target behavior, desired behaviors, social stories, implementation, monitoring progress, and all that good stuff um, in this area. So Brooke is a 9-year-old girl with autism that is nonverbal and has communication barriers and delayed language development. Brooke utilizes a go-to talk device to communicate, display representative, and she displays repetitive and stereotypical behaviors, as well as um, as well as sensory defenses and seeking behaviors. In addition, those behaviors, in addition to those behaviors, Brooke has inflexibility and rigidity and with completing specific tasks based on her functional behavior assessment. The target behavior that I will be addressing with Brooke is aggression. So Brooke displays aggressive and self-injurious behaviors in the classroom environment when prompted to complete tasks, assignments, and activities. She also displays those behaviors in the home environment, and it has been documented that Brooke's aggressive behavior has hospitalized her mother. So, targeting aggression behavior to develop an appropriate correct response is an important social skill for Brooke. A study conducted by Chen, McComas, Hartman, and Simpsons identified early aggression as having a myriad of consequences with poor social outcomes. These outcomes can include peer rejection and overall long-term well-being in an individual. Um, Additionally, in my opinion, targeting aggressive behaviors with Brooke breaks a layer of to target non-compliant behaviors that Brooke also struggles with. And targeting aggressive behaviors through social stories with Brooke can improve her long-term and decrease the negative impact socially over the lifespan for Brooke. Since aggressive behaviors are dangerous, they should be addressed first by doing a functional behavior assessment, followed by an immediate intervention to reduce that behavior. Since Brooke's aggressive behavior has hurt someone, that intervention plan should be implemented that includes the cross-functional agenda. Um, for instance, in having the information on the antecedent stimuli and factors that increase the likelihood of these aggressive behaviors, such as lack of sleep or hunger, um, should be should be something that is identified as well. So once baseline data has been collected, the intervention has been implemented with fidelity. Post-intervention data has been collected and analyzed, and progress on the intervention has been accumulated and examined. Social stories can be implemented as a supplementary aid to generalizing and maintaining the desired behavior for Brooke, which in this sense, in the classroom environment, I selected that Brooke would request a break when she begins to feel angry. So Brooke attends a non-public special education classroom, and as social stories are implemented as a consistent part of the day, incorporating a routine, implementing the stories will be based on Brooke's current one-on-one schedules. So the activity will teach and provide Brooke with direct instructions of social stories prior to implementing the story. This will introduce a scheduled change in the process of executing the strategy. As Brooke displays rigid and inflexible behaviors, this aspect is beneficial to the successful application of social stories. Social stories application will also have direct instructions during and after to encourage the reduction of the target behavior and any corrections if necessary. So it can also serve as a reflection stage with Brooke. Specific times that the social stories will be applied for Brooke will be before tasks and assignments and presented in the classroom at 10 a.m. every morning, even if there are no assignments and tasks on those days. So on that day, or that would be that data would be gathered would be considered um, a data day. So the social stories will be reviewed during that time. Data will be gathered for Brooke based on frequency. Prior to implementing the social stories, baseline data would be gathered over a protracted period of time, being time on Brooks utilizing the frequency count. So once the information has been collected, social stories will be taught and introduced in the setting. Once Brooke understands the concept of social stories will be implemented for Brooke. Data during the intervention phase will be gathered for Brooke. Once all the necessary information has been gathered and graphed on a standard acceleration chart in order to identify the true significance in Brooke's behavior change or non-change. Additionally, through the data collection days, information on any noticeable competing behavior, antecedent or adverse stimuli, and etc., that will need to be addressed should also be documented on those data days so that they can eventually be addressed. Each data day will have a section that allows the observer to document any comments and notes for Brooke. And Brooke's progress will be monitored by tracking the increase or decrease of aggressive behavior. This information will be graphed to determine whether there is a visible or significant decrease in Brooke's behavior. So Brooke is nonverbal, does not communicate effectively, and uses an output device, sign approximations, or leading to communicate. With this information, the social story should be considered to be comprehensive to her learning style. The social stories would have a descriptive sentence and a directive sentence. It was also considered to provide Brooke with a choice of the right or wrong answer. However, that was not the ultimate, overall goal. We decided to rule that out due to the complexity and, refuting the initial intention of, giving her that direct kind of response that we need to get from Brooke with an aggressive behavior. The intention is to reinforce the correct behavior for serious target behavior such as aggression.